shocking scenes in Madrid last night. I mean, really poor. I can't tell you how poor I thought it was. I'm ecstatic that Manchester City went through. Ecstatic.
Yep.
Because I just didn't want that team through. After I thought they were poor in the first half, Gab, with beg your pardon, the first game was some of their antics.
Yep.
And I think a team represents their manager. I thought the players were a disgrace.
Yep.
And I'm right off Simeone.
Yeah. For me, to start, I think Simeone, I don't want him in the Premier League. I feel like his antics, he was clapping the fans to cheer them on. You know, he was giving his players basically the licence to go out there and kick players. I think players like Savage, he could have had, for me, 3 red cards.
I thought he was embarrassing.
I think he's a typical bully. Savage, he picked on Foden, one of the smallest players in the pitch. Grealish, he had something against Grealish. I don't know what it is he's got against him, but he's a typical bully, Ali. I don't think he'd do that if Duncan Ferguson, Emil Heskey, John Carew, Vincent Kompany, if players like that were on the pitch, I don't think Savage does it. He's a bully, and I think he's a disgrace. And all the antics from all of their players was a disgrace. We've seen the video in the tunnel. You know, I don't even know his name, the right back. He was embarrassing as well. By the way,
one of them to me looked as though he spat across.
Yeah,
now,
it's the right back from the first leg.
I'm not saying 100%, but his head moved. It looked as though he was attempting maybe spit or get. I think it was Kyle Walker and 3 or 4. I thought their behaviour, they were like a wee shower of spoiled schoolboys.
It was like what I could imagine my friends playing an old over 35 league.
Yeah,
I could imagine that's what it's like, because they say there's always brawls every week where they play. That's what it would look like, I could imagine, on a Sunday. But what I've got to say is that credit to Manchester City to come away from that game with no suspensions. Credit to the manager who's told them not to react. Credit to the players. Sterling got headbutted, didn't react. Grealish got his hair pulled by the bully Savage, didn't react. Foden didn't react. He got kicked and booted all over the place. And none of them players, you know, rose to it. Yes, there was a bit of a scruffle, but to have no suspensions from that, because you know what it's like, Ali. If that was one of your teams, I think there could have been 7-8 red cards
100%.
for your team, because you're going to react, aren't you?
I said yesterday, Gab, the last thing I said to Woodsy yourself was Manchester City need to keep their discipline.
Yep.
You know, it was so important, because if they'd get sucked into that mindless, the antics, you could have got easily a couple of red cards, and then you're right up against it.
I didn't understand it, because they were playing good football.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid, they were the better team on the night, especially second half, and them antics are costing them time, costing them momentum in the game. I just didn't understand it. You need a goal, and they could have scored, by the way, in the last 15-20 minutes of chances they had. They should have scored. And you've got, I don't even know what I can say, idiots like Savage, who just wants to kick people like he's playing in the 90s. Honestly, Ali, I was watching the game and I was fuming, not because I'm mates with Jack, but for the whole team.
So was I.
Foden, he's playing the game normally and he's getting booted, getting thrown all over the place. Like, if I were, like Rio Ferdinand said after the game, if I was them players, they were better than what I would have done. I would have been celebrating in front of Simeone, in front of their players. So for me, you got to give them Man City players credit.
I think so. And the only concern I have, Gab, I think it's the game is now fish and chip paper. It's away. They're through to the next round, and what a game that's going to be.
Injuries.
Yes, absolutely. Walker coming off, De Bruyne coming off. They've obviously got a big game at the weekend. We know the Holy Grail's the Champions League for them. Just a wee bit worried. What do you think?
And you look at Liverpool. Liverpool had Mane, Salah, Trent Arnold, Van Dijk and Robertson all rested. You know, yes, Mane and Salah come on for 20-30 minutes, but they're going to be the fresher team come Saturday. But I think Pep will be so proud of his players. He knows Simeone. He knew what he would have done. You know, Simeone wanted to win any way possible.
Well, that's what
they stuck up for each other, and that's going to make them more of a team. And if any team I'm going for the Champions League this season and the Premier League and FA Cup, it's Manchester City, because even Fernandinho coming on and showing why he's such a leader. Honestly, I'm so proud of that team.
Gab, do you know, and I probably shouldn't, I'm letting myself down here, but do you know what I actually quite enjoyed? I quite enjoyed the irony of the Atletico Madrid players been upset when the City players were going down injured, right? After they booted them, right? The first leg, they were rolling about as if it was the end of the world. I mean, and then they were behaving like brats, really spoiled schoolboys when the City player was doing the tackle Felipe has when he tries to bring his left leg round and boot Foden, I think it is shocking. Then Savic tries to pull him off the pitch, and I'm thinking to myself,
it's like they want to bully themselves into winning the Champions League. You know, like they think they can bully any team that comes to their stadium.
I am so glad that they are out. I'm more pleased Manchester City are through, but I'm so glad that they are out. And there were 7 yellow cards in injury time, including the yellow for manager Diego Simeone. Shotgun up the tunnel to the end of the game, all kicking off. Pep Guardiola, on the other hand, has now reached 9 Champions League semi-finals, the most of any manager in the history of the competition. 4 of them with Barcelona, 3 with Bayern Munich, and 2 with City. So, all in all, perfect result for us in terms of Manchester City going through, not without controversy. I get that. Just so pleased it worked out that way.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.